Well, hello, fellow Longboat Key Turtle Watch group. This is Sam and Brenda Jameson here with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about the new version of the spreadsheet. This is how you will probably receive it when it's emailed to you by Frida. What you'll end up doing, obviously it's a little small on this screen. What we'll do is expand it, but I wanted you to see that as you scroll down, the headings stay on each page, so you can see the headings. And we'll go through the details of the tabs that are down here at the bottom in a few minutes, and of the new headings and what all the little arrows mean. So first, let's expand it so that you can see it a little bit better. Okay. Now this is sample data from last year, from 2014. But although the title up here says 2015, don't let that throw you. When you receive yours, it will have the latest date that Frida has sent it out. So, what do we see? Well, first off, you'll notice that up here in red, it says master. This is the area where Frida enters the data. It's entered numerically by the day that she puts it in, by the sequence that she puts it in. And then when she finishes that day, there's a number of macros that are run automatically, which give us these tabs down at the bottom. So for instance, going from master, we have a version that is organized by the date that the nest was established or recorded. We have another one where it's organized by section. And then another one where it's organized by street address, and you'll notice here that it's street address going south to north. Okay? And then we have another tab that's by the volunteer, so you could see it by the person, person's initials over here. And then we left the column in for monitored, although the tab for monitored. And then we have the staked, which is, again, staked non-monitored. And then there's a column for Frida, which is name the nest, okay, where she puts in that information. But more important to you, we have columns here by the due date, and it would be organized in descending order by the due date. Likewise, when we have a recording of the drop date, there's another tab that records and has that in drop date order. We have another tab that's the actual date that the nest was hatched. So, and if you come down over here in the corner and click on the little arrow to the right, you'll see that there's another tab that says excavation date. And again, it would just show all the data organized by excavation date. Now, you'll notice over here where it says nest ID, that this part has changed a little bit. It is now in the sequence that we record the nest ID in. I realized that in previous years it was in a different sequence, but now we have it in the same order that you would see it on the nest stake and on your ID sheet. So with all that said, let's go back to the master list and we'll talk about these drop-down tabs. So to do that, I'm going down here to the arrow in the corner, and I'm just clicking to the left. I click on master, and we're back here now to the master. And let's say that you're getting ready to go out onto the beach, and you want to make sure that you have the most current list of the nests that have not been excavated but are in your zone. And let's say you're working zone C. Now, I don't know how much data we have in here, but we'll work on that. And Brenda's going to tell us which tabs to touch. So I assume the first thing we're going to want to do is go to excavate.
Yep, go to excavate and click on the drop down arrow, and what you'll do is you'll uncheck the select all button and then recheck the one that says blanks, because that's going to give us all of the nests that have not been excavated yet. And click OK.
Okay. Now again, there's only a few nests, but notice that there's an awful lot of blanks in here. We want to get rid of those too. What happened, the reason that those blanks are there is we've given Frida a batch of about 350 blank lines to fill in so that our sort macros would work properly. And so you get a lot of blanks because of that, but we're going to get rid of them now.
Yep, so if you go to the due date column and click on the down arrow again, you're going to click on select all, to uncheck it, and then only check the 2015 box.
Oops, sorry.
The other one. There you go. And
Only
then
check.
click OK.
Okay.
And that'll give us just the nests that have a current date.
Okay, so those are nests that we have already recorded but have not been excavated yet. And this is showing that there's only 3 in our database, but we could go one more step and we could say just give us the ones. I want to click select all again to get rid of that.
Select all again to get rid of it, and
And
then just check the zone that you want to run for that day and click OK.
Now again, if we had data for all the zones would be listed there. So now we would just have the unexcavated nests in the database for the Zone D. And so that's how you could get to this. And if we needed them by the date that they were, let's see, we have due date is on. And again, we have everything in the nest order by zone. If you want to go back and look at something else, we can go back here. Each one of these little drop-down arrows now have a different icon there with a little dot beside it. That means we've used those. So what we want to do is go back and make them select all. And that will get us back to our original database. And we could do other sorts on it. Now again, this is only listed in the order that Frida has entered them in. That's what the master line number is over here on the left. And so if we scroll down, you can see that we have on this database, we stopped at about 282 lines. But virtually all of them have been excavated because this was data from 2014 at the very end of the season. So, Brenda, can you think of anything else that we should show them? You've got the mouse?
Yeah, the one other thing that you might be interested in is the ability to sort by specific columns. So again, if you go click on one of the drop downs on any of the columns and you want to change the sort order, so in this case we'll change the zone sort order, say sort A to Z, it'll actually rearrange and sort all of the line items by the item that you selected. So now you can see everything here is zone A followed by zone B. So not only can you filter the data that you see on each of the sheets, but you can also sort the data based on those filters as well.
Okay, well, thank you all very much. One other thing I would caution about is the best way to get information to Frida is to take a picture of the data sheet that you have completed and email it to Frida. Do that each morning after you come off the beach, and then she will have hard copy data to enter, and that way there's less likelihood of a mistake. Now, if you're not able to do the picture, if you're not able to carry your smartphone onto the beach, or you're not smartphone addicted like I am, then send her an email with the appropriate information just listed out like we did last year. Just the information that we go in these columns. So, what zone number, what's the nest ID, did you have to relocate the nest? If so, what new address did you go to? And then the rest of this information over here will be added later. Okay? Obviously, if you're encountering a drop, you would let her know that, and you'd let her know if you indicated that it was a hatch, if you were recording it as a hatch, and finally when you excavate it. So, best thing is to take pictures of the data sheets. That way she has the information. Otherwise, send her the information in written form. That's as an email. That's better than a phone call to her, because of the phone call she's got to write it down and then transfer it, and there's chance of some error there. So it makes it easier for Frida. And with that, we'd like to thank you. If you do have any questions, please direct them to Brenda Jameson. You didn't know that was coming, did you? Or to me, and we'll get things taken care of for you. Thank you all very much.